Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. William Green, and I'm here to talk to you today about how to make money, particularly during this pandemic times. It's quite difficult for people these days to make a living. That is something that's well known. But what's not well known is that there are many sources out there to make income, particularly during this very difficult time. One of the things that I specialized in for the past almost 30 years now is education, and I've been teaching for the past 30 years. I've also established several businesses. I'm the founder of the Meisui Institute here in China, as well as the Meiying Foreign Language Institute, also located here in Shanghai. I've spent half my time growing up in the U.S. until I was about 19, and then I went to Japan. I was in Japan for about 4 years, and I went back briefly to the States to complete my master's at Columbia University, and then I returned to China, and I've been in China ever since. So for almost half of my life, I've been here in Asia. So and what better place to be right now than in China? I think China right now, particularly where I'm based right here in Shanghai, there's a lot of opportunity for growth. I was able to make a very good income even in my early 20s here in Asia. Teaching English, but I decided to take the next step and get qualified. Get my teaching certification in kindergarten to grade 12. And also getting my doctorate in education, leadership, and management. And so that opened up doors of opportunity for me to the point where now I have several organizations with people working for me, and they are generating income for me. And at the same time, I'm still my skills are highly sought after here in China in terms of providing curriculum, coordinating advice in terms of teaching and learning strategies, using technology in the classroom, etc., etc. So the purpose of this YouTube video is to get that knowledge out to you in terms of how you can go about that, particularly during this very difficult time. Teaching is one of the easiest ways to make money overseas, especially in East Asia, where there's a high demand for teachers. People will pay top dollar for English teachers, native speakers of English, to come and teach. And they also currently are paying top dollar for native speakers to teach them English online as well. Given that currently it's quite difficult to travel, given restrictions because of COVID. So I want to offer you a bit of hope today in knowing that the opportunities exist, but the question is, how do you go about achieving those opportunities? So I started, when I started teaching, I had no background in teaching whatsoever. I started many years ago with no experience whatsoever. But I was interested in East Asian culture, and I learned Japanese first when I was in Japan, and while I was in Japan, I was also learning Chinese because you could in those days in the early to mid 2000s, you could sort of feel that the wind of change was blowing, and then that wind was coming from China in terms of its economic growth and revival, the reverberations of which can still be felt today. So, now is an excellent time to look into teaching, especially in Chinese markets. China has a vast population, over 1.3 billion people, I believe it is. And not enough foreign teachers actually to satisfy the demand for foreign language teaching. And by the way, foreign language teaching is not only about teaching English. Recently there have been calls for foreigners to come to teach other subjects as well, such as geography or history. In my case, recently I started teaching mathematics here to students. There's a high demand for that. And also in several of my organizations, we started offering study abroad services as well to help students study overseas and prepare them for that culturally, as well as in terms of their test-taking abilities. So there's a lot of opportunities, and so I don't think one video would do justice to the opportunities that are there, or actually prepare anyone to take advantage of those opportunities. So what I've decided to do is to make I wrote a book, and that book is called The Art of Becoming a Successful and Wealthy Educator in China. The link will be down in the description as well as in the comment section of this video for you to check out. And I've also, in the process of making an online education course where I go through the book and the various chapters in the book, breaking down the steps that I went through to achieve what I've achieved today. And so in case you're wondering, what is that? What exactly have I achieved? In addition to owning several businesses in China, I also own a property here in China, a property which is currently worth 1.4 million US dollars. I also drive a BMW SUV, and also recently bought a very large Benz as well. So I have these types of assets. I mean, those are kind of superficial things. In terms of well-being, life is good. I'm not really worried. During the pandemic, in fact, if I'm completely honest, I made more money during the pandemic than I did prior to the start of the pandemic. And one of the reasons is, my dissertation and research is on using technology in the classroom, something I share with you in my book about how to do. And during the pandemic, a lot of people went online to learn, and so that created opportunities for us. It also meant that my businesses were able to thrive during that time because I got all of my teachers online immediately. I think during the Chinese New Year when the pandemic first started, and 30 days later, my teachers were online. We moved all the students online, and so we were able to survive all of that, and in fact come out even stronger now with the second business in operation, now offering the study abroad services. Of course, obviously now in China, the situation has improved significantly. So now we go outside now, no problem. School has resumed, face-to-face teaching has resumed. So we're in the classrooms again, and we also have a potential for developing online, something that started skills that we gained during the pandemic that we're building upon even today. So there are a lot of opportunities. I was just approached by some parents in a tier 3 city, I think it is, people who are looking for teachers to teach online. Doesn't matter where you are. You can be in the States, you can be in Canada, you can be in the UK. They're looking for people to teach online. And if you're one of those people who are interested in teaching online and establishing that sort of income, passive, well, it's not passive income, but another source of income, I'll put my email down in the description in the comment section of this website. Of this video, and you can send me an email if you're interested in those opportunities. Anyway, back in the days in China, it used to be that everyone wanted to come to Shanghai or Beijing, because Shanghai, Beijing, these cities were the cities where you could live a very comfortable Western lifestyle in terms of having access to things like Starbucks or McDonald's, Burger King, even Outback Steakhouse, several UK establishments as well, European establishments and so on. But nowadays, what I'm seeing is whenever I drive out to tier 2 cities, I'm talking about cities outside of Shanghai, outside of Beijing, cities further in the interior, when I pull up at the rest stops in the middle of nowhere, I'm seeing Starbucks, I'm seeing Pizza Hut, I'm seeing all these other restaurants, Western establishments that maybe 10 years ago would not have been there, but nowadays it's changing. So in terms of development, these tier 2 and tier 3 cities are very close approaching Shanghai in terms of its development. And so if you are interested in coming to China, definitely consider these tier 2 and tier 3 cities as well, because they are the future, and these are the cities in particular where demand for foreign teachers is very high, and a place where you can really get your start, and they definitely appreciate it in terms of what you can do. So now, and also there are vast business opportunities that can be made from those, and business opportunities like the ones that I discuss in my book, and things that you definitely should know about. I mean, and it's not only, as I said, it's not only active sources of income in terms of teaching face to face or brick and mortar schools or online teaching. And there's also passive ways to earn income as well over here. Things I talk about in my book, such as copyright, getting that, and then working with schools to develop their curriculum and teacher training and things like that. But everything is step by step. So if you're out there, you're during this difficult time, and you're looking for a way out, or looking for a way to improve the quality of your life, well, one of the things I can recommend that you consider coming over to China. You can go several routes about doing that. First thing I would do is I would start studying the language, learn something about the culture. I have some tips in the book where I discuss things that you should know, key terms, and certain cultural notes, and make your way over. I mean, it's just amazing. I've been in China, as I said, for a very long time, and I'm amazed that the variety of food there are things that I haven't tried, there are dishes that I haven't tried, ethnic groups that I haven't met, languages. I make it a point to try to learn new languages. I've been learning Mongolian recently. I've been learning a little bit of Manchu as well. And so, but there are places that I haven't been. I've been to many places, but there are places I haven't been to, and food that I haven't tried yet. It's just amazing how vast the cultural landscape is. I think anyone who would come here would be satisfied, and I think it is a very pleasing experience overall. So the purpose of this channel is to share with you those tips that I've gone about these past almost 20 years of my life, half of my life almost, to basically build my businesses and build my empire, and basically have helped me to become self-sustained in terms of having access to resources when I need them, and have also helped me to to thrive during this very relatively, I'd say comparatively, difficult time. And so I believe that with these tools, it'll make it a lot easier for you, especially if you're in your early 20s and you've just started out, and you're not sure about where to go to. Maybe you're thinking about education, but at the same time you want to make a lot of profit while being in the field of education. You may be content with just teaching and making a little bit over minimum wage. If you're that kind of person, then definitely the book and the course here, this channel, will be assets for you in terms of helping you have a better trajectory in terms of your overall development, future development. If you're someone who's middle-aged and thinking about changing careers, then this can also help you get started. As I said, there's no there are a variety of different paths to go about to achieve success, and it's never too late to achieve success. And in my book, I basically lay out a plan for you, depending on where you are in your stage of development, and how you can go about becoming a person who can make 6 figures worth of income in China. Okay, all right. So that's essentially all I wanted to say about that in this first video, and I think this is going to be very helpful for people who are interested in improving the quality of their lives and looking forward to something brighter and something better. So as always, I wish you the best. Stay healthy, stay happy during this time, and of course, stay moving, stay positive. Positivity is the best way forward, and it's the best way we can improve our lives. I hope that I can be living proof of that. All right, everyone. So my name is Dr. William Green, and I'll see you on the next one. Comment down below what you'd like to see next. Thanks.